All right, hello sports fans. How you doing? All right, just make sure we're not sending those transmissions everywhere. So here we are, sesh 4 of Pick a Market Week, Choose a Market Week. And just as a brief summary, here's what we've done so far. First of all, we did a free writing and mind mapping exercise just to dump as many ideas as we could out on here and down on paper. And then the first thing we did was we then picked 3 markets to go forward with during the week. And these 3 markets had 2 criteria attached to them. Which of these 3 markets that you brainstormed is the most fun? Which are the 3 most fun? Okay, that's our first criteria for going forward with them. And then the second criteria, which you mix up with the first criteria, because we're only picking 3, was if you could wave a magic wand and you knew you were absolutely going to be successful and this was going to be your full-time thing 12 months from now, which of these markets would you take? Which are the top 3 that you would take? Okay, and we just picked some markets to go forward. And remember, the entire theme of this week is we're practicing picking a market. This is not your real market. This is not your forever market. Who knows what that'll be? This is just for you to go through the process of practicing picking a market. I'll be so angry with you. By the way, did you know that sarcasm was, as a trait, particularly in the Commonwealth countries, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, sarcasm may be the lowest form of wit, but we use it all the time. Just saying, just pointing that out to our North American colleagues. Just saying. So, like I said, I will be extremely angry with you if you find a market that makes you $10,000 a month after you've worked with it for 12 months. I'll be devastated. That will be terrible that you have picked a market that's super fun and ends up paying you 10 grand a month. I'd be devastated at that because all you were meant to do this week was pick a market to practice with. All right? Okay. So next, we started to apply some tests. We just started to do some, and I shouldn't even say tests. We're looking at some research and we're making some observations. So we looked at places where people sell stuff, where we're looking for sites where people make money doing things. And we looked at ClickBank, we looked at Amazon, and we looked at ClickBank, Amazon. Third one, really important one. Super good. Google. Well, that's all right. Google. It's here right in front of me. And we looked at Google and we went through a couple of processes. There were no bad results. There were just observations. And so people saw, and I deliberately, for example, put ClickBank in there because I knew for a lot of markets, ClickBank is completely not appropriate. But we have to learn how to take a punch. Right? So many of you, and if you look in the chats in the Academy, and by the way, if you're not in the Facebook Academy, you should. And while we're speaking of things you should be doing, please make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell because like James and Byron, if you ring the bell, you'll be notified when I go live so you can get sneak peeks of what's happening in the challenge, which is pretty sweet. All right? You can get ahead of the pack. But we looked at those things, but I wanted you to see we're just observing. Like the following day, we looked at Facebook groups because I was interested in what's the buzz. That was the name of yesterday. So there are a lot of people talking about the topic in big groups or small groups. Are they talking lots? Are they posting a lot? Are they posting a little? What types of things are they doing in the group? We're making a series of observations. Right? That's all we're doing. We're making a series of observations. And so you may have no Facebook groups for the 3 fun markets that you're practicing with, but that's okay because there's no judgment here. I haven't told you how to judge a thing yet, and I won't be today either. We are just making observations. And the difference between a pro and an amateur is, and it's not your fault because we're trained during school, every element, every part of our body is that we must get every step right to go to the next step. Right? That's how we did exams. That's how we did courses. That's how we did school. It's all great, but we're not at school anymore. We're about building a successful, profitable business. And you do not do it that way, because life, real life and real business is lumpy. And we have to we'll get a series of results. Some of those will be inverted commas positive results, and some of those will be inverted commas negative results. But all they are observations and results. All right. I have not asked you to apply any criteria around this. I just want you to make observations, because we're practicing picking a market. And don't worry, I'll be getting you to make a whole series of judgments tomorrow, so you can look forward to that. Okay, so what are we doing today? Today, we are doing a new test. And indeed, if you've been following along with the challenge diligently, this test will be very familiar to you, because it's a drill that we use to practice. And it's best for what hashtag, right? That's our best for what drill. You might have noticed we've also used our free writing drill as well during this week. Chess, not checkers. Hashtag chess, not checkers. So today we're going to take our markets and we're going to do another thing, which helps us identify segments of our market. And to use the ASK terminology, I'm currently bearing down with all the other ASK students and learning all this stuff myself, but they call it buckets. If you want to apply this scientific name, it's called market segmentation. Buckets is much cooler. But we need to understand, what are the types of people that are involved in the market? What are the types of things they're looking for? And this best for what exercise utilizing Google is a fantastic way of just giving us some feel for buckets. Now, again, if you did the drill, which I hoped you did in the challenge, this will be very familiar to you, and you'll know all the tricks and techniques because we built that muscle. And now you can apply what you learnt. All right. Now we're going to do that today. So I'm going to do a couple here. I have no idea what the results are going to be. I haven't done this test before. This is live, no idea. And then we'll talk about the structure of what you want to do today. But I want to make these videos nice and short so you can get to be working. So the way this works, and you can see I'm researching vinyl record turntables at the moment. Best Hello Kitty for Messenger, for coloring, for president, for sale. Okay, interesting. Now, Messenger, I imagine, is actually texting. Coloring books, Hello Kitty coloring books. Maybe people are doing that, that meditative coloring, mindfulness coloring for adults. For president, 2016, can she do any worse? For sale, Hello Kitty for sale. So, okay, cool. Results, you might want to take a screenshot of that, take some notes, but we're already getting some buckets for messaging and for coloring, for example. The presidential campaign, I'm not sure that's where that's at, but for sale, also selling. Cool. Okay, some observations. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to delete this again. And I'm going to do something that's personally very interesting to me right now. This is off topic, but I thought, hey, why not do this? Best turntable for sampling, for beginners, for Sonos, for listening, for DJ. Cool. So there's that's a great example, like sampling, very different use to best turntable for beginners, best turntable for Sonos, the system. I've got one literally sitting over there. Best turntable for listening, best turntable for DJs. Right? Very cool. So you can see how this is giving us little buckets, different types of segmentation. Of course, we must, I'm dying for this one, sausage making. Best sausage making for smoking, jambalaya, for grilling, for crawfish boil. And think about this. This is really interesting because I have no idea. I think I vaguely know what jambalaya is. I know what smoking is. So we've got two cooking techniques, smoking and grilling, and for crawfish boil. I'll need some translation there. That I'll need some. Hopefully we've got some Southern challengers who can fill me in the Challenger forum. But again, just wanted to show you. There's another one, right, for that. Now let's. I'm going to do one more just because I'm actually really interested in this. Best phono preamp for the Money Turntable Technics 1200 for vinyl for Debut Carbon. Cool. Okay, just sorry, just a little bit of personal interest here right now. But that's an enormous market. Vinyl is making a huge comeback. Fascinating stuff. Anyway, I digress. So, what's your technique for today? What's your task for today? Do just exactly what I did here. We're going to go through, we're going to have a look at, and we're going to observe. You might want to cut and paste. You might want to take some screenshots of this. So you've got some data you might write on pen and paper just for your research. And I want you to spend 15 minutes doing best fun market for, because it's going to give you a bunch. You can play around a little bit, but I want you to set a timer. Okay, 15 minutes. So maybe 5 minutes per fun market that you've chosen. And then I want you to do a 5-minute free write to brain dump all your observations. And then I want to use your final 5 minutes to go into the forum and post. You'll see each day there's a post which has the video of the task for the day. And underneath there, put your comments, your observations. You might have tried some slightly different wording to get something to work for your market. That's totally cool. We did that experimentation when we did the drills. But make sure you start off with best market for. That's the terminology. Best XXXX, whatever yours is, for. Make sure you do that first, okay? Don't go off piste before you do that. Piste? Got to be careful how you say that. So that is what we are doing today. That is our result. And so we're going to remember 5 minutes per market, playing around best market for, best thing for. And then we are going to spend 5 minutes with a free write, set a time. Make sure you're doing each of these to a timer. Very important. Got to teach you how to work properly. Okay, pen and paper. Okay, write these things down. Write these best phono preamp for the money. Best phono preamp. I'm going to go and have a look at that. And we're going to have a look at all of these. No, I'm going to have a look at these preamps. You are going to have a look at your target markets. And we'll have a look and we'll see that. And then tomorrow, tune in because we are going to select our first practice market. We're going to practice selecting an actual market for the first time tomorrow. So very exciting stuff. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day. Have fun with this market challenge. Let's get cracking with it. For those of you who are live, wonderful. Thank you so much. Would super appreciate hitting the old thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber yet, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications of these live broadcasts so you can sneak in and get a little sneak peek of what's going on. And we'll speak to you tomorrow. Ciao for now.